Hey, this is Dominic from gamervision.com, and this is another edition of Frame by Frame. We're going to take a look at the Castlevania Lords of Shadow trailer today and break it down for you.
These are dark times.
Alright, so here we have the great voice work of Patrick Stewart going over the Belmont prophecy as we can see scrolls in the background.
Times without hope.
Standing here is Gabriel. No word on if he is indeed a Belmont yet. It's worth noting that the game was an original IP before they put the Castlevania title on, so Gabriel was not intended to be a Belmont. He's holding the combat cross, which can be used as a whip, stabbing weapon, and defensive tool.
What motivates a man to confront the challenges that most of us would run from?
My wife, Marie, was murdered not 2 days ago by the evil that roams these lands.
Here we get our first glimpse of the updated warg as Gabriel gives us a bit of the plot. Okay, so stop it right here. I believe this is the ferryman who's appeared throughout the series, all hunched over and holding his oar. He's supposed to take the character to meet their destiny, which would be defeating Dracula, as you can see Drac's castle in the background.
It is written that a pure-hearted warrior will claim the power of the Lords of Shadow as his own.
As the scene comes back to the present, we see that the ferryman appears to be a pile of rocks now, and Dracula is having an awesome party in his castle up there. Also take note how far away Gabriel is from the castle, possibly giving a hint that the game will not take place entirely in Dracula's castle.
You are a good man, Gabriel. You are as God intended.
I believe this is Marie speaking here as Gabriel reveals a bit about his troubled past.
I have done questionable things.
Okay, so here's our first glimpse of gameplay, which actually looks really nice. Gabriel is using a fire whip to fight off some wargs and some sort of scythe-wielding enemy. At first I thought they may be skeletons, but as you can see the legs are not very bony, unless skeletons are wearing very long boots. Here's the combat cross being used for defense, as you see it in the warg's mouth. Gabriel is using a hammer to fight this oversized enemy, which gives hint that, like the previous installments, you may not be confined to just the combat cross, and will be able to use drop items from enemies. But as you can see in this frame, the hammer breaks, which may tell us that the hammer is a sub-weapon like the dagger or axe. Looks like a werewolf attacking Gabriel here as he rides a horse. Perhaps some sort of raven boss. Okay, so these appear to be some mini-boss and boss fights in the next few scenes. Right in the back of a demon, always cool. Alright, so this is definitely some in-game footage. I think this boss battle may be similar to the God of War button sequences we're familiar with, as this seems a little too complex to be a free-moving attack. Here's someone new. Not too sure who this horse is, but I assume it's Gabriel's as he's leaping back on after fighting off those werewolves that we saw earlier. Some new attacks, very similar to God of War gameplay. This is kind of neat. Looks like a boss battle similar to Shadow of the Colossus, as Gabriel is now on top of the boss. We can determine this by the fact that there was really nothing around Gabriel when this behemoth rose from the ice. The texture of both the hand and what Gabriel is standing on are the same, and the ground moves a little bit. Some more boss fights and really cool attacks. That was awesome. Okay, so the trailer looks great. I'm really excited for Lords of Shadow, but there is one thing I'd like to point out. Mercury Steam is the company developing the game, not Kojima Productions. Kojima was brought onto the game to oversee the production, which is really great, but Mercury Steam has been developing the game for some time now. They've only ever developed 2 games, and they are American McGee's Scrapland and Clive Barker's Jericho. Both forgettable, but hopefully Lords of Shadow will be a solid release.
Don't you see, Gabriel?
Alright, so there you have it. Castlevania Lords of Shadow, frame by frame. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check back at gamervision.com for more installments.